Got to talk to an older African woman today. Not American African, African. She was born and raised in Africa. She was Portuguese. I find that interesting. There is a connection between the slavery of the early Americans and the Portuguese. Someone had to have the boats, huh? I didn't make that connection till just now. Why would there be a woman that's Portuguese of descent but was born and raised in Africa? She didn't say South Africa, she just said Africa. Why did she say 3 generations? Was she trying to tell me something about her lineage? Well, talking to her, about 3 to 5 minutes, and all of a sudden she stops mid-sentence and she says, "You're gorgeous." And she said, "You're beautiful." I was like, I always want to say, what's that ever done for me, right? I mean, come on, man. Look at me now. No. That's exactly why I can't say, what's that ever done for me anymore. One of my best jokes gone bad. That's what I used to tell all people. But what's that done for me? It's evidently had something to do with me and Victoria, so I guess it's done something for me, but I didn't choose it. If this is the case, and at a point that I guess if African women keep telling me you're gorgeous, and I mean, the American African woman, it's generally an older woman. Every few years, one of them is talking to me and she'll just stop and say, "You damn good looking white boy." And I say, yeah. I feel better every time I hear it because it means I still got it. Something about Africans like me. They want me to come home. So good start to the day. And then later on that day, I come across an angry Amish woman. And she's over there, she says, I don't know. She's so pent up in Jesus that he just won't let her relax. I don't know what it is. Maybe she's so old and ugly and useless and Amish that she's just like, I've been lied to my whole life, been through enough of it, and now she's just bitter about it. Hateful towards everybody that's happy without God. And she started something, and then I said something, because I started with her a week or 2 ago. I had enough of your shit. And she says to me, the angry Amish woman, baby, she comes in and she's just angry, and I said something.
Angry and Amish.
Angry and Amish. Amish girls gone wild. What's that? Get just angry. There's nothing more exciting than that.
I shall show you my ankles later. Or whatever.
Angles or ankles?
Ankles.
Oh, ankles. I'm class. But she's angry and she's and she finally turns, and because I said something, and she says, "I don't know what's wrong with you." And she said, that's what she said. She said, "What's wrong with you?" She was sweating, angry. And I'm like, that's even uglier. And I said, "I don't know." I said, "You were about to scream at me." She said, "I wasn't going to scream at you." And I don't know what. And I'm like, And after she left, I looked at the guy next to me. I said, you see how easy it is? I said, that, I told you I couldn't tell you anything more than joy. I couldn't give you happiness because it's all up to us to decide what happiness is. But I'm going to tell you, if you can get along with this kind of thinking, the happiness
doing
that comes...
Because I just had like an overwhelming sense of just joy. I'm just like, I'm just happy. I'm just happy. Did you seriously just do this? I'm not kidding. Like,
I didn't do it on purpose.
I'm not kidding. It's like I did. I just had like an overwhelming sense of just, I'm just like, I was thinking about the steps ortho appointment because I'm going to have to change it, and then I'm going to have to see Dr. K and the whole thing. And he's going to be like, wow, you look great. And I'm like, yeah, been trying. Whatever. And I'm just happy. And he'll be like, I'm really glad to see you happy. I'm just like, there's nothing more that I would want in my life that I don't have right now. Everything else is just gravy. Like, this is just such a nice place right now. Like, today, I'm just in a good place.
And I want you to know that I wasn't trying to share my joy. I wasn't trying to do anything. We are just sharing each other's joy. And there's the happiness. I say, I can tell you the secret of happiness. If you can understand how fun it is to screw with the people that are screwing with you day in and day out, if you let them have that, it's just sickening. But when you just start laughing at them, that is happiness, because it drives them absolutely insane. It's given what they're trying to give. It makes you rubber, and they are glue. An old horse. Never look your gift whores in the mouth. They might not have all their teeth. Just made that one up. But so yeah, we're talking about that. And then I've gotten gas, and I got this. Look at this from these people. Chick Publications, it says on the back. Bad Bob. Bad Bob. And I find it interesting that on this little catalog that was in the handle at the gas station, I saw them all over the ground. People like, get this fucking thing out of here, throwing it on the ground. I'd take them with me. But look, what are the odds that Bad Bob would have a Confederate flag behind him?
What?
He's got a Confederate flag. I thought that was the evangelical tone. They're making Bob look like a bad guy with a Confederate flag behind him. I thought that they just, it's all this evangelical stuff that's supporting the people that are holding the Confederate flag. This is a Baptist church. Victory Baptist Church. That says combat to me. So yeah, look at him. And it talks about Bobby's. What does Dad say?
I'll do my own praying. That's what he told that woman.
Yeah. Come around saying, I pray for you. Don't pray for me, Argentina.
I can do my own praying.
I'd rather have Madonna pray for me than these people. And look, there's Bob as a baby. He's screaming. He's throwing food. He's on the ground. And then he flooded the neighbor's house a couple of times.
Thing?
Oh, yeah. It was in the gas pump
it was
thing.
just like a... Wait, what?
Yeah, they put them in the gas pump handles.
I thought it was just like a...
Something I made?
No. Like how... I mean...
$30,000.
So much shit that gets put in your windshield wiper. People are always trying to
Yeah, that's that.
the comedy club kind of type thing.
Oh no, that's the exact type of thing. That's putting it in the windshield, putting it in the gas pump.
Oh my gosh.
He flooded his neighbor's house twice, and the police are taken away, and then the woman's at the doctor's. See, she's reading it right now, and she's going, he actually read this.
Good.
And they're at a psychologist, and she's like, I don't know. I've never spanked him in my life. Should I spank him? And the doctor's like, no, it'll ruin his creativity. It'll ruin his personality. And the next scene, he's dealing drugs at a party, and and then he gets caught in a drug deal. His buddy had dealt with a guy before. The guy turned out to be a narc. Says you're both under arrest. And at the bottom of it all, especially in the beginning, look, right in the bottom of it all, it's got Proverbs there. The woman's like, it's not nice to dump your food on the floor, darling. And she says she's worn out. Come on, sweetheart, it's good for you. And he's grunting all the time. And a foolish son is the heaviness of his mother. My mother had so much weight on her shoulders. Then the one over there says, but he's, in his heart, he's such a good boy, she's saying, as they're taking him away for flooding the neighbor's basement as a 9-year-old. Put him right in the system. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. That's what Jeremiah says. They got all this good stuff. Foolish is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it from him. Proverbs is in here quite a bit. I didn't know Proverbs was so aggressive. Psalms are the ones I like.
Where did you get this?
It was in the gas handle at the gas station.
Which one? Which gas station? Where? Commerce? Here?
Yes.
Commerce?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Commerce. That's where the money is. Yeah.
Wow.
But they were all over the ground. People were like, get this thing out of here.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But then there's some kid. It's funny. There's a kid that comes in when they're in jail, wants to preach the Bible to him. The CO, the corrections officer, brings this kid in, and the kid's sweating and scared, and Bob's cussing the whole time. It's got all the little blips. Say he was baptized before he knew he could talk, but now he can talk for himself, and he doesn't need Jesus talking for him.
Great.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, ha 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 ha. And it reminds me of that time that the Grace Baptist kids showed up in Gaylord at Billy Hanson's when my dad was over there, my Aunt Velma's brother. And they were talking, and the kid said, it's 1,400 degrees in hell. My dad, a devout Catholic, still fucks with other Christians. And he said, how do you know? Have you been there? So yeah, they got that kid coming in, and then the corrections officer afterwards, after he scares the piss out of the kid and he has to take him away, the corrections officer said, oh, Bob's screaming and reaching for the kid that's sweating and gulping. He's gulping, but he's not in the cell with him. He's safe. He's not being raped. Your God, your Jesus, your gospel, and your Bible is a lot of shit. Come here, you little creep.
Wow, it's like a Tool song.
I just love it. Ever since I quit getting the Sunday funnies with the Detroit Free Press, I've been needing something.
Yeah, I can see.
And then afterwards,
There's
the
just
correction.
so much.
Look, it gets even better. The corrections officer admits to Bob and that he's a Christian himself, and that kid's got more guts than you. At least he, And yeah, easy to say on the other side of the bars. But then that night, and then he talks about the lake of fire. And without shedding of blood is no remission. I don't know what the Hebrews were talking about there. But then the prison catches on fire that night, and Bob's cousin dies in it, and Bob's all shattered afterwards. All it took was one good close shot at death, and he's turning right over. Bob wasn't trained well enough. He just let him do whatever. He didn't get any direction. He gave up really quick and went Christian. And it actually, the funny thing is, look at this. Look at the picture of that CO right there.
I didn't mean to laugh.
I know.
That just was
I accidentally
unexpected.
skipped.
That was very good, baby.
When I was reading it, it went from this page where the corrections officer is giving a speech about God and everything in front of the bars, and then the next one, I'm wondering, how did he get behind on the other side of the bars to get a hold of that guy? It looks like he beat the living fuck out of him. But it turns out I had missed the page with the fire in between where it's saying this like, I was like, Beavis and Bud, why is he all beat
important.
up? I was like, wow. I couldn't stop reading at that point. I couldn't stop. I was just,
Where's it going?
where is it? How did it even get to this? They gotta tell me. Don't wait for the movie. Read the book. Pueblo, Colorado. But then, and then afterwards, he quits dealing drugs, and the guys at the end, they're like, and this is great news. Can I do it now? Yeah, sure, you can, Bob. God is always ready to forgive. Oh, it talks about fear all through here. It talks about fearing God down. They've got biblical scriptures down there. They really, they know how to keep people in line. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever.
Did I mention
and ever.
like how like I was just like in such a good place, and like I was just so happy. Like
We went swimming together in the lake of fire. Who would ever imagine you could find love in
I
out?
just came out here for a drink, man. So.
Well, that's too bad for you, because, I mean, you're lucky. These people in the last line say, well, guess we're going to need to get a new dealer, because Bob's... Bad Bob! You fucked me again!